Are you ready to set your goals for 2026, especially using AI? Now, every single year since 2020, I have done a video on how to set your goals, and it has looked different, especially with AI. Now, to give you guys a little bit of a preview, my last year's bingo card looked like this, and this is essentially that I picked the theme Glimmer. I have made 50% almost of all of these goals come true. A lot of them was kind of a little bit of a given. That's kind of the first line is like, get married. I was already getting married that year. Speaking at Vietnam Nomad Fest, I knew I was going to be a speaker in Vietnam already. Launched Scale U, which is my book. I was able to do that. I wasn't able to get to 57 kilograms, working on it, and I had my 30th birthday. Now, the other things that I kind of got made come true on here is I did get the 5 paid Create AI clients, which was amazing. I was able to, I'm looking at my iPad as I was talking to you guys are seeing it here. I was able to do 100 kilogram squat. That was really, really cool. I did do a corporate training. I traveled to Japan, and that was one that was kind of just out there. I didn't really plan to go to Japan, but I went to Japan twice. Traveled to a new local city, and I'm almost at 50,000 subscribers. So if you guys would hit subscribe right now and help me get closer to it, that would be really, really cool. My point is typically when I set goals for the beginning of the year, I usually get most, if not all of them. And I'm going to break down with you guys how I do that. And for a lot of these, for the ones that I wasn't able to hit, it's mostly because it was either out of my control or something else happened. Like getting a best-selling book, I could technically fake that, but I didn't really want to do that. Reading 100 books, I was close to it, but I had like other distractions that kept me away from it. So basically, for the ones that I could control, I could get closer to it. And again, this is the system that I've been using in the last 5 years. Now, I did create a super simple template that you guys can use to follow along as I'm walking you guys through this. You can check it out in the link below. It's totally free, and you're basically instantly signed up for my AI for Virtual Assistants community. But essentially, we always start out with marking down your wins or walking yourself through your wins of the year. Now, on the template that I created for you guys, it's literally just going through your 90-day wins and your gratitude. Another way that you guys can grab this is you can click on set your 2026 goals here. And here I have different life categories. I got this from a course called Mind Valley or a school called Mind Valley years ago. But I love going through different categories of my life and starting to write down the wins that I've had in each of those categories. Now, the reason why you start your goal setting here is you need to celebrate your wins. You need to celebrate where you've been, how far you've come. You need to celebrate and see the momentum that you have so far, so then you're bringing that momentum into 2026. So here, what are your wins or the things that you've been able to achieve in friendship, in your love relationship? That could be self-love as well. It doesn't just have to be just relationships. What are the ways that you had an adventure, your environment? Basically, how have you changed where your life was last year and where it is as you're watching this video? Are there anything to celebrate on the finance and the skill side and your career side, whatever that looks like? You don't have to fill all of this out. The point is to take the time to celebrate your wins, because you have to start with yourself. You have to start with here, because then you can kind of have a better mindset going to actually setting your goals. Next is you want to update your big, hairy, audacious goal. Now, about 13, 14 years ago, I've set myself a big, hairy, audacious goal that I want to be able to set up offices in New York and actually live in New York for a time. That has changed a lot because I'm not anymore that 15-year-old girl. And essentially that has now shifted to me being able to have a business while in New York speaking at a conference. So that is my big, hairy, audacious goal. So because for me, as a Filipina who it's really hard to get a US visa in the first place, and being able to get speaking gigs as well, it's a different ball game. Then setting that as my big, hairy, audacious goal of if I wave the magic wand, this is what my life looked like. That has been my big, hairy, audacious goal. So here, you're reflecting on how your life has been in the last year and where you want to be. You want to make sure that you update your big, hairy, audacious goal. You check in with yourself every year. I like to do this yearly because, again, my life could change within a year. My life could change tomorrow. So it's good to not hold yourself back with the promises that you made to yourself before, and making sure that you keeping this up to date. Now, as you've updated your big, hairy, audacious goal for the rest of your life, basically, you want to set what does that look like when it comes to 2026. One of the things that I like to do is I like to think of the years of my life as a chapter in my life. So, for example, for 2025, I picked that as my glimmer year. Like, I picked that as the year that I would find the small things that would make me happy. It doesn't have to be always like the big things. And a lot of really big things happened to me this year, aside from getting married, becoming a full-time digital nomad, getting speaking gigs all over the world. I wanted to make sure that I also celebrated the small things, the things that brought me joy and happiness. So think of your life as the chapters of your book. For 2026, how would you want that to look like? Like, if you, let's say it's already December 31 of 2026, the year has already been done. What does that look like to you? So for example, for me, I want to make sure that I move a little bit more physically, mentally, and be able to ramp up essentially the momentum that I've created myself in 2025. So I have set a theme or chapter title for my 2026 as move. So for me, now I can start looking at that of like, okay, this is how I want to end my next year. So I want you guys to write that down and set that, just kind of close your eyes and like, okay, this is how I want my life to be, wrapping up by the same time next year. So whatever that looks like, you can go through essentially your different areas of your life. What does that look like in your friendship? What does that look like in your love relationships? What does that look like in your adventure side, your environment, your finance, your skills, your spiritual life? Whatever that looks like for you, start writing down and breaking down and actually kind of making it more visual for yourself of how you want December 31, 2026 to look like. The more detail that you can put into it, the better, because then you're kind of, again, matching your own reality to where you want to be and making the kind of that a little bit blurrier. You're making it just your reality by the end of next year. So again, you can make this as detailed as you want. You can make this as just vague as you want. Again, the more details, the better. So you just want to make sure that you're starting to map out how you want each part of your life to look like, again, by the same time next year. And then we're actually now going to go ahead and ask ChatGPT. Now, if you are not on ChatGPT, you can use any AI tool for this. You can use Claude, Perplexity, whichever one that you're using. That's why I have the prompt on here. However, for you guys, as you guys grab this template on the description below, I've created essentially a custom GPT that you guys can use when it comes to setting your goals. So I'll just put here, I want to set my goals. But again, I did put in a prompt that you guys can use as well, and it'll create kind of the same effect. But a custom GPT is just an easy way to just get on with it, where you don't have to write the really long prompt. So here you go. So let's start by jumping ahead to December 31, 2026. What would your life look like? So I'm just actually going to just do a transcript. So for December 31, 2026, I want to be in an area of my life where my business has been able to flourish and grow without me. I have really good health. I'm in a healthy weight. My target right now is getting to 57 to 60 kilos. And my current goal is that I am able to really work on multiple different businesses and have my main business, which is 2XU, offering different services on top of the current ones that we have, and that our team is healthy and good, and things can be running and going even when people are on break or if they're on holiday, not just for me. So just saying that I have more goals than that, but I just wanted to make that super simple. And I've just had, I just talked to ChatGPT, have it transcribed. So let's see what it says. So perfect, strong vision. Here's the transcript. So now it went ahead and actually broke down how by 2026 could look like and took clear goals. So this is the cool thing about just using the custom GPT. So here I have like business autonomy, multiple business improvement, health and weight. And then it will ask like, do these 3 goal areas feel like the right focus for your 2026? And now you can go back and forth with your custom GPT on how you want to narrow this down, how you want to make this better. But the point is that you've been able to just have it break it down, have it kind of create that for you. So let's say, yes, can you give me the habit stack? So it's gonna do that. But however, actually, because I'm doing this a little bit live with you guys, so it says, do this again. Like I'll say yes. So I'll just say yes, basically, to whatever it said. It'll say, yep, here you go. Here's your plan for 2026 goals. And then once I have those two pieces, I'll create a part of the roadmap, weekly habits and systems, and then basically what a typical day would look like. So that's essentially the next step. Is as you're mapping this out of how you want your next year to look like, you want to make sure that you are setting what does that look like quarterly for you. So you've got it. So you started from your big audacious goal. Now you've kind of zoomed in to how you want your 2026 to look like, and then you want to break it down to quarterly, and then maybe not even monthly, maybe just weekly, of how you want each of that to look like. Now for me, I like doing weekly instead of monthly because sometimes, again, a lot can change and shift in a month. So I like the weekly check-ins of like, okay, am I aligned to where I want to be? Is this still what I want? So that's essentially what ChatGPT will ask here is, here, now to make this actionable, I need your input on two things. What's the priority order, and what are key milestones and deadlines? I'll just keep saying yes to all. If you guys were doing this as well, of course, make sure that you add in the adjustments. It's even spelled my business to AC wrong, but that's okay. But here we have, yes to all, perfect, ready to go in. Then it's going to break down your quarterly roadmap. And then what are the habit stack, essentially, that you can do to make this a reality. And for me, that is the kind of not really a hack, but that's the way that I've been able to really get to, again, most, if not all of the goals that I set at the beginning of the year. And it's really just the habits that I do in every single day that make it a reality, that what I've set as a goal becomes part of my identity. So me doing these videos kind of gives me an open door to doing speaking gigs internationally, which is one of my goals next year. And walking around or doing my daily some sort of mini workout walks me towards the path of losing more weight. Whatever that looks like for you, it's really the habits that really stack towards it. And then once you have all of this, let's say ChatGPT gave you even a typical day, what that looks like, your health, weight, what that looks like, your monthly, weekly habits, is you can go back to the Notion page. So you have your what 2026 look like. On here, we have a nice little journal / habit tracker for you to be able to use. That you can start editing these towards the habit that you want to do. Let's say let's click new page, and then you can start clicking off what these habits look like. This kind of works as a little bit of kind of a bullet journal for you, except you're of course doing it on Notion. But the point of it is that you have a nice little way to keep tracking your own habits month to month, week to week. You can keep checking and editing this based on essentially what the AI has told you to do, as also what you can agree to do that is realistic for who you are and what you are able to or what you're capable to do. And then in here is just a little bit of a journal that you guys could follow. I like adding photo of the day of like what made my life a little bit lighter or easier that day. What are you grateful for? And we have a little bit of a 5-minute journal that you can fill in the morning and the evening. But the point is that you are not just setting your goals, you're tracking them. You're seeing the progress that you've made and going ahead and making sure that you are checking in with yourself again in that weekly and quarterly manner to make sure that it actually still makes sense for you, where you want to be, who you want to be as well in the coming year. And again, all of this will be in the description below, and you can basically join my AI for virtual assistants community, where in the next year we're going to dive in a little bit more on different ways that you can use AI, as well as different AI tools as they come in. And of course, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there. Comment below, what are your 2026 goals? I would love to know them, and I would love to celebrate them with you as well. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday on how to grow your career, especially with AI. And if you want to start your own business with AI this 2026, you can check out my second channel here and check out the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and with that, small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.